have one of the coldest stories. You know, I came from a society that I spoke Spanish up to about 72. And then from 73 to 79 till my mother died, it became a thing called Spanglish.
Right.
Everybody spoke Spanglish. Very funny. Very, very hilarious, the words that they chose to pick. You know, and I think, you know, I was goofing on you today with the Louis C.K. thing.
Yeah.
There was a guy when I was growing up that was not a comedian. He was a bookmaker.
He would jerk off a lot?
No, and he hung out at my mother's bar. And he was there. He was one of these guys that got a job years ago and claimed disability. And after that, he paid the doctor a percentage to claim him on disability. And he collected a check plus unemployment. In those days, it was a scam.
Yeah.
So you got unemployment. And all you had to do was go to the doctor every 6 months, give him an extra $300, and he kept you fucking disabled in those days. And the doctor would come to my mother's bar. So it was just a paternal scam that went on. And then he would go back to work for 6 months, but in the winter. So in the summer, they lay him off, so he'd be there taking baseball bets. But anyway, he was just one of those guys who was a fixture at my mother's bar. He would get there at 10 and sit at the bar and make some calls and walk to the corner. Then he'd come back, and then when I said besita, and he would start off with beers till about lunchtime, then about after lunch, then he'd start with the hard stuff, but at 5:01, he was home. And I grew to love him. In fact, the night before I did Gotham for the New York Comedy Festival, I got together with some friends at a bar called Bar 1 in North Bergen, my high school teacher bar. He was my 7th grade teacher's bar. And a kid showed up, Dean Laprete, and he brought up this guy Arnardo because this kid Dean Laprete, I know him so long that he went to my mother's bar. And one day we were playing wiffle ball, and we tried to cut the bat open to put rocks in it, to tape it up to make the bat heavy.
Yeah.
So you can hit the ball would go farther.
Sure.
And I cut my thumb right there. And the scar's still right there. I cut it with the knife I had to cut lemons with. And he goes, "Whatever happened to that guy?" And I go, "You know, man, I've gone through Facebook looking for his kids. Google, I feel lucky. I never traced his kids back, not one of them. He had 2 daughters and a gay son. And in the 70s, if you were Cuban and you had a gay son, it was something that was taboo, you know?"
Yeah.
I loved him the same. He said some of the funniest fucking things I ever heard in my life. In fact, I said one of them today to somebody. Like, we were talking at the bar one time. I must have been 17 in conversation, you know? And we were talking about dicks or something. Like, he would always ask me, like, "What's going on with you with that skinny chick? You fucking her yet?" Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he wasn't my uncle, but he was unofficially my uncle.
Sure.
And I really liked him. He had kids. His wife was called La Gallega. That's a different part of Cuba. And they cooked tremendous. She used to cook and send food to the bar. So we were like a family. But he would always ask me. Like one time, I used to dry hump this girl. So it drove my mother crazy. So I used to lock my door. So my mother made him get a ladder and put it against the side of the house while I was dry humping New York. And he made him go up. And I kind of heard something on the side of the I kind of heard something, and finally through the air conditioner I heard the ladder fall, and him fall, and he slipped, and he broke like his ankle, and I go back there, and he's like, "What are we doing?" "Oh, we were fixing the air conditioner." Like, he was just a solid dude, like, I liked him. But he told me 2 things one time. One time we were in conversation, and he was talking to me, he goes, "What, are you crazy or what?" He goes, "I let a faggot suck my dick one time with an ice cube in his mouth." Oh my God. He goes, "Tenía la boca fría, compadre, que rico." And he was dead serious. And what he said was, he let him, like, we were just talking. You know, we were just talking, like I'm like 16. You know?
It sounded romantic.
Yeah, and there was like a fag at the bar, hanging out. And he was like, look at that fag over there. And, and all of a sudden he's like, did I ever tell you the story about the time the fag sucked my dick with an ice cube in his mouth? I'm like, no, you did not. No, you did not say that to me. And he looks at me and he goes at this, he goes, his mouth was cold. It felt tremendous. And I just fucking, but then another time was it.
His mouth was cold? That sounds terrible.
But in Spanish.
Yeah.
He goes, oye, te da la boca fría, compadre. Oye, me dio un mamón de tu, compadre, te da la boca fría. And then another time, I was about 18, and I was bartending. I was still in high school, and I would bartend one afternoon shift. And all my friends were there. We were all smoking dope and drinking. And he, like I said, he would hang out every day till 5, Tom Segura. And like a week before that, my friends got him high. He was talking about smoking dope, and they rolled the big bamboo, and they got him fucked up. He was on the table just laying there. And the next day he called me. He's like, what was in there? He goes, I don't remember walking home. I mean, he was just a funny dude.
Yeah.
So I had a friend called Darren, who was a bodybuilder, steroid fucking nut, cocaine, solid dude. Solid. You would love him, Tom Segura. I hang out with his cousin. And his cousin always says, you know what's crazy, Coco, right now? Darren would be in California with you. I know that for a fact. And by now, he would have smacked 3 people. He would have been my personal Mike Tyson. Darren did not fuck around. Especially after 80, when that white powder came around, he became...
Is he not around anymore?
No, he died. Before he died, he had gotten arrested for attempted murder. I knew him. I knew him all my life. He was my brother. But he saw his mother get cancer and die in front of her. He never recovered from that, Tom Segura. When you see your mom one day and she's healthy, and the next day you got to pick her up and put her in the bathtub, that affects you a certain way. And they had gotten divorced. That's what it was. The divorce triggered it, and the mom with the cancer put the fucking, and 80, this was it. This was the answer. There was no other answer. There was no, let's hold hands and say a prayer.
Yeah.
The answer was, let's go snort a fucking 8-ball. And then he added Deca to the fucking mix.
Oof.
And now the juice, the contest, the cocaine, the whole thing. There's an interesting story that the guy almost got me one night. And I grew up with this dude. Let's just say his name was Tommy. And one night I asked the guy, because I knew he was a cokehead. I go, tell him, anybody got anything? He goes, yeah, what do you want? I go, I want like a G-boat or something. He goes, give me $100. I said, you got it on you? He goes, no, I got to call the guy. We'll call the guy. He goes, well, no. You got to call the guy. You got to give me the money, and I'll go outside and wait for him. You know what, Tom Segura? I know you a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not just giving you a yardstick. Call the dude. This went on for 10 minutes. I said, forget about it. And I looked at him and I go, I know you a long time. If you were going to beat me, just tell me. Well, a year later, I hear this story. Same thing, but he did it to my friend Rego. He took the money. Rego didn't play. Rego went to his house the next morning, knocked on the door. You know when people have glass squares by their door?
Yeah.
With curtains in front of him?
Yeah.
Rego just put his hand through one of them, opened the door and let him in. He ran at Darren. Darren punched him. He went through the table, the dinner table. Darren pulled the leg and started hitting him in the head with it. Cops came. Darren got arrested for attempted murder. He was out on bail when he died. But that's a true story. Darren was ready to start fucking... I saw him pick up a dude one time and throw him over a fence in front of a VFW. Another time, me and him couldn't get coke. There was a fucking snowstorm. I told Lee the story. We couldn't get cocaine, and we were sitting at a bar called Joe and Mary's. And this is the bar.
Yeah.
We're facing this way. That's where the TV is. That's where the pool table is. But there's a window here. And me and him have our drinks here. And we're looking out the window at the fucking 6 inches of snow and how cars aren't out. And we're praying for this coke dealer to get here. There was no coke on Thursday because of the blizzard. There's no coke on Friday because of the blizzard. And now there's Saturday and there's still no coke. The George Washington Bridge is closed, Jack. Unless you got a canoe, you're not getting into the city. So we had one guy who kept saying, man, I don't know if my car might get stuck. There's 3 feet of snow out there. Couldn't even get the newspaper in those days.
Fuck.
Me and this guy are sitting there. I told Louis that. I told the Christ killers, we're sitting there. And he's fuming, Darren. And we look, and there's a guy minding his business, cross-country skiing. Like, wait a second, whoa. Like, this is New Jersey. This is Bergen Line Avenue. Like, you want to go skiing, you go to the mountains. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This guy's out there like, this is his lucky day. He's doing exercise. Now, I know about cross-country skiing because I was living in Colorado for a while.
Yeah.
And people would do it. There were people who were like fucking half retarded. Like, you go down the hill, no, you want to fucking pull yourself. Here's this poor bastard, I'll never forget this, pulling himself down the fucking Bergen Line Avenue. Bergen Line is like Broadway in fucking New York City.
Yeah.
But there's no traffic, but this guy's going down. Darren looks at this guy and he goes, look at this fucking guy. And he looks at me and goes, let's just fuck him up. And next thing you know, like, he just pushed me and he started chasing the guy down. I'll never forget this. The guy's pulling himself, like, you know, singing like a Doris Day song.
Yeah.
And Darren just tackled him and started hitting him with the skis. It was crazy. And still like 8 of us were out there kicking him. It was like a scene from The Sopranos.
Jeez.
Then we dragged him.
This guy had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Nothing. We were all fucking pissed. And then we brought him and we put him over the VFW fence. And we threw the skis back then. He's back there moaning and groaning. And we're like, fuck you. Nobody skis on Bergen Line Avenue. We went back in the bar, and guess who shows up?
The coke dealer.
The coke dealer shows up. Oh my God. Everybody's fucking buying blow. Everybody's ordering doubles. We're fucking snorting. We're having a great time. Oh my God. And all of a sudden, it's 2:45, and there's police cars everywhere. And we look at them.
You didn't think to go home after doing that?
3 a.m. the bar's closed. It's 10 to 3. We're all fucking gazilled.
Yeah.
If there's 20 people at the bar, 16 of them, their jaws are going.
Yeah.
Telling stories about the war and God knows what else. All of a sudden, we're like, what the fuck? Everybody, please come out with your hands up, right? So we're like, what? We hide the coke, but I know one of the cops. I see one of the cops, and I know that if I shake his hand and put something in it, I might just be able to slip away. So I had like a little extra bindle. I put it in my hand. When I saw him, I said, hey, what's up? I put it in, he goes, yeah, just keep on. He goes, he's okay, he's with me. And he walked me. But as I'm walking away, I look at a police car. Remember the guy we threw over the fence?
Sure.
He's in the back of the police car, and he's just trembling, right? They got blankets on him. They got like a guy with a heater on him. He's just fucking trembling.
Classic. Jesus Christ. You fucking psychos.
What a great fucking night that was.